can leave this for now, but no, not necessary to put that. It just confuses people. Yeah, leave it there. I'm sorry?
Can you freeze the screen?
Freeze the screen? Why?
I mean, I want to take some other.
Well, you need to... No, I can't freeze it. You need to not present. You need to go to your... wherever you're... Oh, hang on, I can change presenter. Hold on. But then... No, actually, I can... You want me to freeze it? I can do it now. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I've stopped it. I've just paused the screen a second. I've just paused it for a second, Caldwell. No, I've paused. No. Oh, okay. Stop. Huh? Shall I start? Tell me when I can start.
No,
Okay. Codwa, I've just frozen the screen. Is that okay? I think they can hear me. Ready? Actually, get rid of that.
fine.
Just get rid of it. Okay. So, ready? Enter. Hello, can you hear me? Yeah.
Thanks for doing this again, Tom. I really appreciate it. We've got quite a large screen. You only see the screen subset of it on the screen there, but there's a lot more else than appears to be on the screen. What's the plan for this morning? Have you got some demo that you're going to show us first?
Yes. Let me just get the screen. Okay, can you see my screen or not?
Yes, we can, yeah.
What can you see? River Valley Technologies?
You see a big blue screen full of those icons. I thought my desktop was bad, but yours looks shocking.
No, yeah. Okay, let me change. Hold on a second. Yeah, my desktop is very bad. That you weren't supposed to see that, but you have now.
Okay, so you can just see us there off now.
Give me 1 second. Ah, there we go. You should be able to see the River Valley Technologies. Excellent. Okay, what we did, you had a list of a few things you wanted to see again, and what I thought I'd do is to ask, just to give just a little bit of variety. I've got Shaji here, who is the lead developer. I thought that he would give a very quick introduction, just a kind of basics of what we have, and then answer the questions that you had, and then any questions, extra questions that you have after that. Does that sound good? Yeah. So please jump in if at any time, obviously, if you have questions. But I'll hand over to Shaji.
Hi, I'm Shaji, developer of Rover Technologies. I'm going to demonstrate you some basic features. Take 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Darcy, you're a bit too strong, you're just trying to send them over to get a bit nearer to your microphone.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, let me see if I can change. Maybe you can speak through that microphone, yeah? I'll mute and use. Yeah, we'll just change microphones. Hold on. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, much
Yeah.
better.
Hi.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah,
I want to
I want to
go through a
go
quick
through a quick
presentation where
presentation
we
where we
will
will
demonstrate your
demonstrate
unique
your
features
unique features
once again.
once again.
So
So
these are our
these are our
main unique features
main unique
that
features
you
that
may
you
not find in
may not
other
find
peer
in
review
other peer
systems.
review systems.
One is
One is
in our
in
system
our
you can
system
handle
you can handle
multiple
multiple
journals
journals
uh, in a single
in a single
installation.
installation.
So you don't
So
need
you don't
multiple
need
installations or any other kind of workaround to handle multiple journals, to peer review multiple journals. Even in a single system, you can peer review books, journals, articles, abstracts, any kind of thing. You can peer review in a single system. And the second feature we have is a core user roles and extended user roles. That means you can create your own user roles. If you want editorial board members, you can create editorial board members without coming to the developers or programmers. So any number of volunteers, any number of user roles you can create by yourself without any other help. And the another important feature we have is generic forms. That means to create create or modify some input fields, or if you want to add some more questions to the author, or if you want to have some more feedback from the reviewer, you can create that fields by yourself. You can put proper validation, proper error messages, even you can put dependencies. I can show you that later. And one of our very unique feature is workflow manager. That means you can create and manage the flow of an article like a flow chart. It's simple diagram flow chart where a very normal user can create complex workflow and manage the entire flow of an article. And another one, custom classification. That means mostly the classifications of articles, abstract journals are different. Sometimes it will be sections, and sometimes it will be topic, subjects, keywords, anything. These are there might be sometimes it's only a label change, but sometimes it's referring some entire different list of values. For keywords, you may have another list of values. You need to use a list of keywords. For subject, you need to use another list of subjects. Those all things it can be managed in our custom classification module. And the another important thing is you can make it hierarchical. That means if I select you create two classifications. If I select a particular value for one classification, you can say then show these kind of classification, these kind of second set of classification, that kind of thing. I can demonstrate you that later. So I am going forward. First thing is, as I said, our most unique feature, multiple journals in a single system. I will show you our home page of our system. You can see this is our this is our home page. I'm logged in as super admin. It's no matter whether any user logged in the system, he will see these kind of journals. It will be it's in a developing. I am showing you directly from our development version. So the new UA graphics are not flashy, graphics are not there. Simple representation of each journals. These are each blocks are representing each journal. If you want to go to one journal, you can click on that journal for engineering. Here you will be based on our user roles. Here you might be a editor-in-chief, associate editor, author, or anything. So a particular user with a single login can be editor in one journal, author in another journal, reviewer in a third journal, and together, these three roles together in a separate journal. That's the kind of way we develop this system. And I'm going back. So these are the important points. You need only 10 minutes to create a journal by your own and configuration everything. And it shares the user base. So no need to create separate users for separate journals. If you have 1,000 users, when you create another journal, all 1,000 users will be automatically member for this. Only you need to specify the user roles they have. And I'm moving to the second. If you have any questions in between, you can ask me. So the second is core user roles. User role is different. I mean, I have explained it previously. Some people need EBM, editorial board members. Some people need user roles, guest reviewer, associate editor, chief editor. I mean, actually those are aliases. We studied the system and we found that a peer review system needs actually 5 core roles. One is staff, admin, then editor-in-chief, associate editor, reviewer, and author. So you can extend any kind of role from these basic user roles. So a guest editor may be extended from associate editor user role. A editorial board member can be associate editor. I mean, you just need to extend. I will demonstrate. So you will find it easy. So this is the user role screen you have. Here we have extended some user roles. On left side, role name. This is the extended user roles. Editorial assistant editor, and this is the core user role. If we want editorial board member who is mostly he will do the jobs of associate editor. Meantime, I can say when you go see the workflow, you will find the significance of creating multiple user roles and extending user roles. You just need to create.
While Shaji is doing that, just to say, it's a very subtle feature we have: core user roles and the user role. That sort of layer that we've put, it gives you a lot more flexibility than just having user roles. Sorry, go ahead, Shaji.
Now you have created a new role, user role. Editorial board member, which is extended from core user role, associate editor. You can create another user role which is extended from associate editor, but these two, in this screen also you can see junior associate editor and editorial board member. Actually those two are extended from associate editor, but when it comes to the real system, it is no matter from where it is extended. It's related to the workflow. You define in workflow, each stage will be represented in a block. So it's depend what user role you assign to a block. No other user role can enter into that stage and do anything. I mean, in the demonstration you can see that when they come to workflow. So and I already told you a user can multiple user role in same journal and in multiple journals. And it's another unique feature we have. We have a highly flexible generic form. You may aware of form creators. It's available with most of the content management system, but ours is it's somewhat more sophisticated. So you can create any kind of complicated forms in this using this generic form, and it can even have dependencies. Dependencies means you have a question from where are you a degree holder? If yes, fill in your college name and address, etc., etc. So if you set a dependency, If they select, yeah, I am a degree holder, only then the rest of the box will appear. You don't need to know programming and you don't need to come to us. You can create this form by yourself using our generic form builder. I will show you the feature of our generic form builder. This is the generic form builder in the home page of generic form builder. There is a lot of forms we have already created. I will go from. This is the structure of a generic form builder we have. There is one question is already answered. Figures included, yes or no. I can edit this question. I am adding another answer later. You can see there is one later order. There is one, yeah, you can see now there is another option later, answer option later have included in the screen. You can add another elements. I am adding a text box, name. Yes, you can even define how many characters are allowed in this thing, and placeholder. Required, okay, it is required. Anything, most of you can see a lot of options are appearing in the screen. Dependency not required. So now you can see a name box appeared above this, and I'm going to add another option, add element. Sorry, and there is one already one question, figures included, yes or no. So I am going to add some fields. If what if the user select yes? Text box, type of figure, required yes. I am setting the dependency yes here. So some another options appear. Which one is the dependency control? Figures included is the dependency control. What is the depending value? Yes. So I am saying this, show this field type of figure only if the user selected yes in figures included. You cannot see here because it's only showing you a it's the configuration screen and just showing you just showing these controls to give you an idea. But in a real time, I mean, when you plug it into a stage or when you plug this form into a stage, it will act as a normal form, normal design form. This is the generic form we have. You can see these boxes are groups. These gray boxes are groups, and you can add as many as groups you need. I mean, these are title for groups. So when the form appears, this should be a small title, and this is the field. This should be the field. This is the title, and rest will be the field. So I'm going back to my presentation. Yeah, this is over. The next is workflow manager. Maybe you already seen our workflow manager. The charm is we are using only HTML5 to create this workflow manager, HTML5 and canvas control. So the compatibility maximum, you can work on this workflow manager in almost all the browsers, contemporary browsers. I can show you the workflow we have. This is a kind of workflow generating scheme. Here you can see there is a submission and then assessment, a review, a decision, publish. This is a normal workflow, but you can create any complicated level of workflow. I will show another one which is much complicated than this. here you can see after final decision there is two kind of actions. One is we are asking the author to revise paper, and another is the follow, submit, copyright, those kind of things. The beauty is we can loop it back to a certain stage, means some kind of stage. So here is revise paper, this is a stage. I am going back and looping it back, update. Now you can see it's a graphical representation. If the final decision is revise paper and the responsible person to do this task is, you can see, author, responsible person to do this task, user role is author, and resubmission is the form, generic form we have created. So once the author comes to in this stage, he will see the other details of article, and this resubmission form we have created. He will fill those details and he will submit. Then once he submits, the paper will go to the assigned editor this role. From here this will go, and even another loop is possible, any kind of loop is possible. This is the way you can manage your workflow in our system. I will show you the details. Yeah, this is the stage forms I previously told you. In the next slide I will explain it in deep. I am going back to my presentation. This is a very powerful thing we have, workflow manager plus generic form. So you already see when in revise paper stage, you have assigned a resubmission form that's created by you. So other see that form and other fill that form, and you will get what are the desired data you need without approaching any programmers or developers. You can the another thing is not only one form, you can assign as many as form you want. If the author need to fill 2 or 3 forms, you can create 2 or 3 forms. Those will appear in separate tabs nicely. That's the way. These are the unique thing I want to show you. If you have any doubts, we can discuss about it.
Mm-hmm. If you have any questions so far, or shall we continue? No, if you could just repeat that, please.
About the extended user roles, can you customize what they can do from the core roles, or is it just a cosmetic?
Actually, we want to discuss this detail in the next presentation, where we are going to discuss about the permissions. We have a different kind of permission system. You see, this is a workflow, and our permission system is who is able to do this stage or who is going to work on this stage. You can assign the user role here, assistant editor. This is an extended role. Once the assistant editor is assigned to this stage, he is the only person able to do this. As assistant editor is a user role. Maybe one assistant editor you have 100 users. So 100 users, one of these 100 users only can do this job. When he checked out that article, no one else, even no assistant editors will be able to do that task. So this is the kind of permission system we have based on stage, based on workflow stage, then assign user to it.
Okay, can I just, so am I right that, sorry, go ahead. I think the answer is, Shaji will correct me, no, it's exactly the same role as the core role, but the flexibility it gives you is that you can assign them to different stages. Is that right,
Yeah,
Shaji?
and another thing is the difference between core roles and user roles. You cannot create users into core user roles. You can add user to assistant editor or EBM, but not to the core role. So you are extending 10 user roles from, suppose you are extending 5 user roles from associate editor and adding 5 users each to these roles. These 5 users are different. I mean, they cannot, mean, uh,
If you're used to using a system that's more structured, but based on the role you choose, gives you the permissions that you can have, what this is saying is largely you can basically, once you've known it, you can then choose what the permissions for that role are yourself, because you're setting up what that role can do. But it's kind of different today, really. It's coming at it from a different perspective, because we're used to, if we don't have enough roles at the moment, each of those roles have specific permissions and it's fixed. What we're saying here is, if it's an editor, well then you choose what that editor is, because you can make the assumptions on what they can do in your system when you're not doing it.
Sorry, the sound from there is not very good.
Okay, so what the guys were saying was, is if within a journal, I think we had this question before actually from Jake too. I think within a journal, if you've got one assistant editor, you, 5 assistant editors. It's probably is it moving around register is collecting stuff up?
But from what you've said, it sounds like that once you've assigned the user role for this stage of assistant editor, any person with the assistant editor role can execute this form on all papers. Can you restrict it so that each paper is assigned to one specific assistant editor, one specific person, rather than all assistant editors can do it for all papers?
yeah, I mean, user level permission can be added. User level permission can be added, but the thing is, what if that user, I mean, if you, it's based on, usually it is based on journal based, I mean, we are providing journal based workflow. So a particular user working on a stage will not be good if the user is absent or something like that. So if you need to minimize the access to that stage, you can create a particular user role, maybe special assistant editor, and add 3 users to that role. So only those three users can only do that. Even in system you can do that. I mean, if you want to restrict to only one person, you can create only one user to that role and manage it. I mean, but usually we don't. That scenario may not appear.
Is it related? So what's the rule for deciding whether that editor or that editor can see that? Is it subjects? So what's the rule for that? There must be a rule that the system, if you're saying that one is
You can subdivide the papers in a journal so that each editor can see exactly.
the one that is set up, but based on what? What's the rule? I mean, is it based on subject? What's the, do you see what I mean? There has to be a system that is something. It's a sector. So the point there is it's a sector, isn't it? There is something that decides that. It's really a rule that decides it. And is that based on subject? I think that's, I'm looking forward to that. I think it's true.
No, not to Brighton.
Because the system is assigning it based on the rule, which is set. or you're choosing to assign to them, or what you assign it to them, they can still only see, they only see the things that assigned to them. That question, I think, Sarah, so just to confirm that, then what it's saying is that once an editor's had papers assigned to them, even if they share a role with somebody else in that journal, presumably they will only see the papers that have been assigned to them.
Yes, we can assign to a particular user, but I think what Chargy is saying that we could, it would be better to call that particular person, even give them a nickname, and then give a user role to them. But if necessary, we can actually assign to a particular user. Is that right?
Yeah, actually, this is we have two kind of assignment operations. What we were discussing was about journal. It's a big scope because hundreds of articles will be it. So assigning a particular stage to a single user may not be good because there will be hundreds and thousands of articles going to come. But you can individually manage an article. You can individually manage an article, and you can individually alter the flow, because if you find one stage is not needed for an article, you can do that, and you can easily override. I mean, the other thing is we have already in journal workflow we have already assigned a user role to a stage, but in a article workflow you feel that it is not needed, not this user role, another user role. You can change it. You can also say that in this user role only these permit only these users, or you can say that this user role plus these users from other users, the user roles. This is article level management, micro level management. In micro level management you can do anything, but in a generic journal workflow we are restricting it to user role. That's the system we are proposing. If we need other ways we can do that, but I think this will
yeah. I think just from what I understand, whatever you want, if you tell us what your ideal scenario is and what you want to do, we can certainly configure this. So I'm happy if you come back. Just in the interest of time, I thought we'd move on. Is that okay? But it seems to me that we've got a subtle way of controlling this, the workflow, and I can come back to you with exactly our solution later. Does that make sense?
I can, if needed, I can demonstrate one of our systems.
Let's just. It's just in the interest of time. Yeah. Okay. We can come back. As I say, we have different. No. Let's continue, please, Shaji, if you may.
Fine. Yeah. Any other question? Otherwise, we can move to the other demos. Yeah. Fine. So the other thing is about assignment and inviting reviewers. You asked to see in this demo. Actually, we have trying to get my presentation, but yeah. So this is a custom classification. I have already told you about that custom classification. You can have any name for a classification, and you can say that it can be any key, any word, or it should be from a definitive list we have. And you can even set the relationship between two kind of classifications. This is possible in our system. this is the screen for our classification. We have created a new kind of two classification. One is journal topic and the other is journal subtopic. You can see that I was saying you have to choose from a list. So I am entering the list here, and there is it is hierarchical. It is defining in this screen, the previous screen options. You can see primary classification required. Yes, no, and if custom primary classification is needed, that means does the user allowed to enter his own keywords? We are saying no. And secondary classification required. Yes. What is the name of the secondary classification? It is subtopic. And enable classification hierarchy. That means the second subtopic will be the child of the first one, and you have to define that in under the screen. To define that, there is a screen above classification, and I am adding a new keyword, a new topic, and in subtopic I am adding something new topic, and this is child of big data, electronics, and new. So whenever a user select big data as the top topic, he will be there will be option for him to choose any of the subtopic, which is any data, new subtopic, small data. This is the way you can manage hierarchy, and you can import these keywords as in CSV or XML format into your system, so that any kind of classification you can manage. Now we only two kind of classifications are integrated. If you need, we can extend it to 3 or 5 or 6, any number. It's as you wish. And yeah, this is the overview of our system, the unique features of our system. And now I am going to answer some of your queries in the email. One is selecting and inviting reviewers. We have three kind of selecting and inviting, selection, three kind of selecting reviewers. One is automatic. Automatic assignment means based on your condition, based on the conditions you give, we will configure the system, and even we can provide an administrative module to adjust the values. Based on that condition, the system will automatically pick the reviewers based on their recent activity. The ideal reviewer will be first allocated. That is the auto allocation system we have, and we already implemented in some of our system this feature. And second is selection from a filtered list. Based on keyword or topic, you will be displayed with a list of reviewers or keywords, and list of reviewers, and you can pick who you want to assign. That is the second one. Third one is you can perform a search in our system, and they will provide you a list. Then based on that list, you can assign volunteers. It's a manual system we call. And this is one of the complicated algorithm. Now we are seeing one of the complicated algorithm we got from one of our client. They were this auto allocation of reviewers, and there is lot of there is score, there is their availability. The reviewers can set I am not available from this date to this date. Then we will not pick that. Lot of conditions. It's around 10 or 15 conditions we have, and depending conditions, if yes, if no, that kind of it's complicated. And actually we have integrated into our system, and this system is working perfectly, and it will automatically pick the volunteers. That is the auto assignment system we have.
Can I just say, you said one of our clients, it's the same client, it's IET.
Yeah.
This is the RPS system we set up, so we thought we'd show you that. Yeah.
Can you see the system?
Yes.
My screen resolution is much higher.
Mhm.
Here you are seeing some panel volunteers. There is not much to demonstrate in auto allocation because it's allocating in a single click. So I thought we will show you the screen, where the invite button and the status of the volunteer. Here you can see the first volunteer declined his first reviewer declined his invitation. Then the last one automatically assigned one is declined, and we haven't invited him. If we click invite, you will be asked with a confirmation. If yes, an automatic mail will be automated mail, and we have an email template system where you can customize the content, and there is a lot of keywords, so you can placeholders. We call them placeholders like percentage name percentage. So in that place, the name of the reviewer will come, and article number, lot of things, lot of due date, assignment date, etc., remaining days, lot of placeholders we have created. So you can by a single click you can insert placeholders into the email template, and it will automatically substitute the placeholders with the actual values and send the mail to the reviewer. And he can by clicking a link, he will come to the page where he can accept or reject that invitation. He will be the person who assigned the reviewer will be notified by a email, because it's very important, because we don't want to miss an declination, because otherwise the event will be what we say stopped. So email notification will go to the staff or admin who assigned that reviewer, and then the staff can assign another volunteer by clicking pick another reviewer by clicking a button. That's the kind of thing we have. Or we can remove a reviewer on request, or because of some reasons we have, and then we can pick another reviewer. This is the screen. Usually, this is the kind of screen usually you are going to have when you choose auto allocation. And the another one is manual assignment. Manual assignment I will show you on screen, where you can search for reviewers based on lot of criteria. This is depends on you. What are the criteria you need? We can put it here, and click generate report. You will get a report of. You will get a PDF report of the available volunteers, reviewers. Based on that list, you can assign manually. So we have three kind of assignment. Later we can show you the filtering using keyword. Once after my demo, we can show you the filtering.
Well, we've only got maximum 15 minutes, so I think we'll just go ahead. Yeah, let's go through the main points, please, and then.
So the another thing you want to discuss about the permission system, and we already discussed about the. Hello.
Yeah.
I mean, the report's useful, but it'd be good to have basically that line in the system to be able to click on something on a page way. But also the searches that you be able to search on keywords or institutions or various other filters.
Yeah, all that is possible so we've got keywords, institutions, etc. You want to search, you want to find based on different criteria, you want a list of.
Yeah, actually this is that screen. These are the keywords. You can select the keywords, and these are the special. This is hierarchical keyword. It's implemented. These are the keyword, and if it is a face to face or something, preferred interview. I mean, here is score. What is the score of the reviewer? Anything you can select. We can put anything here, and based on that condition, based on the search result, you can pick. This will be integrated in the reviewer selection screen. Actually, I am showing a manual assignment operation where the staff will take a printout of this and assigning. It's a manual and a special requirement from our client. And in other systems, it will be integrated with the assignment operation.
Yeah. So from here, you show that you go directly to the PDF, right? You're creating PDF, but you don't want a PDF. You actually want a list.
And pick it, because actually the other system we have something like that.
Yeah. So we can normally we would have a list. You can click on each one then. So the PDF report is because that was demanded in this particular application.
The guys want to be familiar here that when they were showing the RPS system, they're showing to us with this end as well. They need a PDF and they can take it offline and do it manually and then come back to the system. Like what we're looking for is something on
Live search.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we have most of our searches are live searches. Can we show a sort of a live search? Which Confor? Let me. Yeah. I'll just see if I can find. I think Conforg B. So I'm just looking for a good example. Can we go ahead? Can we come back to that? Just for.
I can show you. I mean,
yeah.
all of our searches are live. I mean,
yeah,
maybe
that's good.
later, we can show you this thing. This is the result or file name.
Okay, that's the sort of thing.
I mean, usually in reviewer selection screen there will be a checkbox at the left side of it, and you can perform the search, and you can select the checkboxes and assign reviewer. That's the screen we have. I mean, before ending this demo, we can show you that in a conference site.
Yeah. I'll look for an alternative, but if you could go on,
sure.
Shaji.
And I think we have one. 1 minute. What is the final thing? The shared document. 1 minute. Not the word. Discussion module. I mean, you have asked about how the discussions are made. If there is any demonstration for the discussion module, we can show you that. And login as a reviewer. This kind of dashboard every user will have in the review system, where they will be indicated with the pending task and assignments in this kind of environment. And I am going to some kind of review process. Picking up an application. Picking up. This is the kind of discussion screen you are going to have. What I will type, it will be sent to the other co-reviewers. Instant notification will be sent to the other co-reviewers. They can also come and reply, or even reply by email is possible in this system. So if a email is replied to this, it can be also posted, and it will be displayed in the screen itself.
So how do they know they actually go into the items to see if there's a comment?
No, there will be an email notification to the co-reviewers. If there is 4 or 5 reviewers, a reviewer made a comment, the rest of the people will have that notification. They don't need to come to the system. They can read the discussion. They can read the comment online and sorry, by in their email box, and they can just reply to that email, and that will be posted here, and the rest of the reviewers will be notified.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, and
Yeah, I think I found. I'm just going to try and change the screen to just quickly show you. Can you see me? Can tell me if you can see my screen, please?
yeah.
Oh. Shall I show this? Yeah, so this is just a simple system. This is one implementation of choosing a reviewer. So the editor said, or associator, whoever said, choose a reviewer. By default, it matches that, what we, in this case is a conference, it matches whatever classification it is. In this case, it's a section. And so it's found 4 reviewers here. If I unclick that, oh, in this case it's matching all of them. Sorry, I didn't prepare this before. But normally if only 2 of these match, then, okay, let me see if I choose one of these. There we go. So what we've got is, no, this is still the same. Yeah. So depending on if only 2 of these reviewers match that particular keyword, then when you click that, you see that, and you can have as many keywords in there or different kinds of classifications as you want. Then another thing here is that if there's a lot of more data on each of these reviewers, instead of packing the screen, you've got to roll over so you can see more information on each one. And if you have many of these reviewers, if you've got, I don't know, lots of these reviewers, and you want to select 2 or 3 for, to decide later, I can say click on this one and that one and shortlist them. These go into a shortlist, a bit like a sort of Amazon basket. And I can say this reviewer 4 is more important, so get this, if there's some conditions, reviewer 4 will be asked before reviewer 3. And each of these columns is sortable, so you can say, if you want to say, for example, the most recent, I can click on that, number rejected, number completed. So with this combination, you can get to the reviewers that you want. Does that help?
We might have another question. Is that explain it? So can you see the history of the reviewer across all the journals through your screen?
History of the reviewer.
Across all journals. So say you're thinking more than one journal.
Yes. Again, this one is not what I'm showing you is one conference. But you can choose the history of reviewers in one journal or more than one journal. Again, all of this is very easily configurable to your requirements.
And can you bring up the reviewer account details?
Reviewer account details. If not in this particular one, I'm going to change presenter again. Change presenter to Shaji. So we've got, our problem is we've got too many things to configure. So
the profile page, you are asking about the profile page and how to set the other details. I can show you in this system. This is the kind of profile for a reviewer will have, where he can set his status active or not, and how many applications concurrently the reviewer can manage, and what are my specializations, what are my keywords, what are my or what I am capable to do, and in which date I will not be available, and if you have any preference, in location preference, this reviewer can say I prefer these locations, and on that case, if face-to-face or meeting is come, he can even set his other minor preference like his dietary requirements or anything. If he select for special dietary requirement, there will be a box will appear, and he can enter his inputs about his dietary requirement.
but I think that's useful. Yeah.
Just to confirm, can you get to that from where you were looking at previously? So a fellow was looking at that, click on the picture that might be over there, and you actually get to some of that detail directly from there.
Yeah. So if we have you look at a list of 10 reviewers, and you just want to click and get this information from there. If you're an editor.
Yeah, I will show you what a staff will get. I am a reviewer, and it is my home page.
Yeah.
I am going out and come back as staff or admin. These are the volunteer reviewer list, and this is the kind of screen a staff will see about a particular reviewer.
Yeah.
What is his expertise and what is his specializations?
Yeah.
What is his availability? He is active. Even in this system, the staff can make a reviewer inactive based on his requirement. Maybe he is not able to log into the system. A telephone call comes. Staff can make him inactive. And this is the thing I said previously. The conditions, complicated conditions we have said for auto allocation, the score and talent management, and this is if we conduct any training for that reviewer, those things will be appear. These reviewers conducted this course and those things. Our own.
Yeah, I think that probably doesn't apply to them. I'm mindful of the time.
Talent management.
Is anything we haven't answered? I know one thing is about the sending. We were talking about sending a review by email. Is any questions right now? No. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's what we've done for RPS is more complicated. So we're just trying to show that we can do it. There's no doubt we can do that, and really we want to know precisely what your ideal requirements are. Oh, yeah. The answer is we can do all that if we know exactly what your requirements are, and this is far more complicated than probably a peer review system that we've just shown you. Just quickly, finally, on this idea we had of someone submitting via email. That is something we really want to have. We will have it by the end of this year, so that basically if someone wants to submit, they can do by email. Shaji, do you want to say about that? There are two different, just very briefly.
Sure. I mean, this is actually it has two levels. One is if you have a specific journal or specific journal where you want submissions from some special groups where for whose email IDs you have, you can enter those email IDs and invite them to submit an article. When they reply to that email, an article will be automatically created. The attachment will be attached with the article, and they will have. I mean, even the thing is, we are getting rid of the complicated login system, because those are maybe you are approaching very great browsers or someone who has not much time and who don't want to spend time on login, password, and change profile, change password, those kind of things. So when they get an email, there will be a deep link. They can come to our system using the deep link, or they can just reply back with the attachment. The article will be created, and the fields, we will create something from, we will extract the content from the email and put those in appropriate fields, and there will be confirmation mail sent to the author, say that we have created the article, please come and verify and fill in the rest of the details. Then again, it's a deep link. It's a secure deep link, because there will be a lot of hashing and algorithms. Once they click on that link, the system will automatically, they will enter in the system automatically, and they can review their submission. They can put the thing they want to, they missed or incorrect, and submit. The article is submitted. This way, the submission process is simplified, and you will get more submissions from esteemed persons. That's the one thing. Another thing is, it's based on, in the email there will be a form. The user can fill in those form and attach the articles in that, along with that email. We will extract the content of the form and the attachment, and we will create the articles just through one email. This is the second solution. We are going to implement the first solution, first proposal in a few months, by as Kaveh said, by the end of this year. The second will take much time, because
3 months.
the thing is, people may not like to fill the form in email, so we want to find a solution. I mean, it should be friendly for the author too. We want to find a solution for that. That's my point.
Yeah, you said it right. So technically, it's not a problem. We just want to make sure that it's user friendly, and we're thinking of a form. You fill in the form in the email. Anything that's missing, the system will email back and ask for more information. That's the overall idea.
Something that's made in commission, as opposed to being something that's slightly submitted. That's really interesting information, actually, to know. I think the question in the email that we sent to you was around just the ingestion of normal emails into the system. So I think it was mentioned in tender. So this might be communication from the more, correct me if I'm wrong, I've gone to an inbox, and you might want to automatically ingest that information from the email that's coming in. So that would potentially be a paper that's part of the production or part of the process. Can you elaborate any more on how that might work?
Just briefly repeat that, if you would. Is that, where is that, at what stage is that email coming?
Yeah, I think in your tender document you mentioned about ingesting external emails and external emails that might come in during an article's process. We just need to know whereabouts that was on the roadmap and when that might be available.
I'm sorry. I think I misunderstood that. Let me just think.
Email templates.
No, this is an email coming at some point. We said that an email that coming from an author, we would ingest it into the system.
I mean the data. Data from the media, it's
Yeah.
possible because
Yeah.
we have the from address in our system. Actually, we have the from address in our system, and it's a specific mailbox. And for each notification, there will be a unique ID. It's actually it's simple because in the most of the forum site, the discussion site, it is already there. If you the email address will be somewhat unique. The reply address will be somewhat unique. The notification, when we send a notification, the reply address will be somewhat unique. So based on the reply address, we can identify which author to which article and which stage, everything we can identify, and we can inject that information to that stage.
I think, Sarah, we probably misunderstood your question. So let me I'll read that and I'll come back to you with a short email if I may.
Yeah, sure, that's fine, no problem. It was just a general question, and I think it's really interesting that you sent an email to an author about something in their paper and they click reply on the inbox, normally it just goes to the own inbox within no receipt. But for someone to shove it on the audit trail that that email has been responded to, that would obviously save some significant time, but it's obviously not easy. It depends on, I guess, when they hit reply, if they've changed the subject line or whatever. So it's just a general thing, if that is something you're looking at, then you would expect that to be.
Okay, yes. So basically, what we need to do is to set the sender of the address from the system. So when they reply, that we can have as many sort of sender addresses as we want. You know, author query at IET, etc. So we know what they're replying to. We know who replied it. That can very easily, and it will go into the audit trail.
Carol, was you intending to share anything on the portal? Because I know there were some questions that Paul
Reporting?
Reporting.
responsible. Are you able to show anything on the company? I know it's difficult reporting because you're also looking at potentially other people's sites. That's quite often to share.
Yeah. Maybe we could share. Yeah, yeah. Maybe reports from RPS because that is not. We can show them anything on there.
Actually, our reporting is versatile. We can have any kind of any format of reports. HTML, PDF you have already seen. HTML already seen. XML, even JSON, CSV, mean Excel spreadsheet, RTF, any kind of formats we are able to produce. Mean based on the client requirement. And the another thing is it's a normal search, always normal search facility. You have already seen normal search facilities available. The thing I think you will be interested is custom query, because you may need lot of lot of reports. You want lot of kind of 1 minute. It's not 1 minute.
Too many websites.
Yeah. So what I am showing is a custom reporting facility where user can create their own reports.
Sorry, the sound went there, but the most of the reporting we have is what we call live reporting. So we report live so you search something and immediately it shows you on screen. From that you can always click and export it in any way you want, the PDF that you saw or CSV or any other kind of data. So I could show you screenshots, but maybe we can just show you this and show you that you can actually search for anything you want, any combination. then press the button and output.
Maybe I can show you the drillable report we have in our system in-house. 1 minute. This is a high-level report of our production. Here you are seeing the details of article, how many time and how much time an article took to complete. Those kind of details you are seeing, and you can see a particular article took 15 hours. 15 hours you can see. If you need more information of this article, this report is drillable. So if you need more details how this 15 hours came, you can just click on this article title. So you will be directed to another detailed reporting where you can see the other details. You can see these people worked on this article, and this way time taken it is here. This way this 15 hour total 15 hours took, and you want further more details because you are still doubt. One guy worked on 4 hours. What he does, you can click on that name, and it will show you how that time achieved. You can see it is a particular stage from this time to that time, this much minute. So what I want to say with this report is not a problem to us. We are able to produce any kind of reports, any kind of analytical report. We have charts, pie charts, bar, any kind of reports, and it can be comparable. You can compare two set of data and see what is happening, visually what is happening. And the other thing is we are supporting normal tables and pivot table. I can show you one pivot table.
That's a pivot table, yeah?
Yeah. This is a normal table. This is a normal data we have, normal representation. If you want to make this data into a pivot table, just select pivot table and click search. It will become a pivot table with the normalized average. I mean, we are showing our in-house reporting, so it's based on the timing and other things. Here, not much data into it. So the thing is, I can show you on each stage, on each person. For example, this Julie has an average, and there is normalized average. That means what is the normalized average of all persons doing, and what is the exact average, and those kind of information. The same data you were seeing previously as a table, we have converted it into a pivot table, and I can show you a pie chart. We have this based on a live data. Based on live data, we are creating a pie chart of the status of our article, and the important thing is we are spending a lot of time for designing in the system. So the data is arranged in our system in the most structured way. So if we have a structured database, you can create any report that you know. So in future also you can create. I mean, you will have an interface to create your own reports. If you can't able to create, we can create it because we are storing the data in system. It could be any format and graph, anything. That's the assurance we can give to you.
Yes, correct. Yes, exactly. What we want to know is what you want to know. What we want to know, exactly the ideal things that you want to look at. We will provide you with a set of, if you like, standard reports. Then you can do this query builder, which we were just going to show. You can actually search in a very, very granular way, as we've done for RPS as well.
And another
add
thing, maybe
any extra.
maybe Kaveh missed you to show in that RPS is the tracking, because you can track what is the changes made in a single report. I'm afraid Kaveh may not show you that. Yeah. You can see there is a clock icon. There is a clock icon on the left side. This means this record has a history. By clicking that thing, no. Yeah, by clicking that thing, something is changed. No, this has no history. Let me check. There is some. No, I could not find a record which has history. The thing is, if there is any changes made in the system, that will be logged separately, and you can see through clicking a history icon. You can see what is changed, when it is changed, and who made that change. This is the system usually we have in house.
Can you just show Query Builder very quickly?
Yeah, the query builder. Actually, in using query builder, you are doing, you can do complicated, you can build complicated SQL queries, structured query languages, without knowing what it is. So you are selecting, you want to know the unique application, the volunteer, the applications who has unique application number like 20. That means in any part of
Contains.
the unique application is 20. Click add and then execute. You will get the result. You are seeing all the applications. There is 20, here is 20, here is 20, everywhere. I mean, if there is a 20 in the unique application number, you will be, that result will be shown here. The other thing is, it can be any operations. It can be any operations. You can, I will show you the list. Equal, greater than or equal to, not equal to, in. That means you can have person from this location, this location, this location. You can simply do that, and not in between two values, not between two values. So any kind of queries you can make. Usually you don't need to come to us to have a normal report. You can build your report using this query builder, and you can export the data into spreadsheet and do the analysis there. Maybe you can even plot chart based on the data in Excel easily. Yeah, exactly. Multiple is possible. So we are going to say title, like. Let me check the heading so I can. First name. I am going to select the first name, like Harry. So it is two conditions where the unique application should contain 20 and the first name should like Harry. Yeah, you got the result you want.
Yeah, this is very powerful because it's querying SQL without having to know it.
So I guess the parameters that we can set there, we can work on together on what they should be. But I guess anything that's being logged metadata-wise in the system, in theory, you should be able to get to it.
Yes, and in practice, anything in the metadata will be available in that first drop-down.
It's a long list. You can see it's a long list.
Probably much more than they need, but
Things like statuses as well, so it could be showing them in status this stage or across these journals or, you know, within this database potentially, I guess it's just what we're doing that today.
yes, between.
Not on the flow and execute without having to go through tools down.
Oh, I think we can build that in. So Shaji, if I have a report, can I save that as a favorite report?
Yeah, I mean these conditions. Yeah, sure,
So
exactly.
next time
Next time, select it from a drop down, and it can be globally or personally.
yeah.
If you feel a report is globally important, you can save it as globally, and or you can save it for your personal use.
I'm just checking around the room, guys, just to see if there's any more questions. Pause time, so I don't have to do that.
Sure, take your time.
About integration of figshare into the system. We've had a demo recently. I just wondered if that was on a standard API and that would be any problem.
No, not at all. I mean, Figshare, lots of these sort of, if you like, the auxiliary sites. Things like Figshare, Orchid, Counter, Authenticate, etc. These are all standard things, and Figshare has a very good API, so there's no problem there.
Well, maybe not sure. At the moment, I can't do it. I don't know if journal, but the session is the biggest I think journal.
Have you got a conference site that you could show us, that you're able to show us?
I believe so. Hold on, please.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find one here. Okay, I'm just going to change my presenter to me. Can you see my screen? Okay. This is a demo site for conference. I'll try in 5 minutes to submit a paper, etc. I have logged in as conference admin here, and this has proxy login on this site. So I'll go as an author. Log in as an author. This is what I've done so far. I say I want to submit an abstract. Now our conference sites, we have a two-stage peer review system. So for some reason I just clicked on this is not going. Yeah, so you can have an abstract that is peer reviewed, and then the main paper, the conference, the PDF file can be peer reviewed as well. And that's really up to you whether you want that or not. So I've just said I want to submit a paper. Are you the only user on the list? Clearly, all these are. You can configure this. So this is my paper. Keywords here is keyword. This can be obviously from a drop-down list. Presentation format, is it oral, poster, etc.? I say it's oral, my preference. Which section? If you have sections in a conference, this can go into a particular section, and I'll put a lorem ipsum in here. If I want math, this one particular one has got, you can put LaTeX math in. We have full LaTeX, by the way, in all our systems with math jacks, etc. So this knows who I am. That's it. I've done that. If I've made a mistake, I can say I can go in here and say this is not my paper. I don't know if that will be accepted or not. Save and return, and I can say submit abstract now. As far as I'm concerned, that is done. I've submitted my abstract. So that goes to now the editor of that conference, or whatever you want to call him, gets a deep link. They go to new submissions and they find this is not my paper, so they click on that and have a look at it, accept, reject. In this case, they have that facility, or invite reviewers. So invite reviewers, now you saw this before, it's now matching the section. There we go, now you can see it, that if you match that by default, it's showing reviewers that definitely match that section. So I'll choose reviewer 1, invite to review. And that's the email that goes out. I say that's fine. And the reviewer has been invited. So if I now go as reviewer 1, I will get I'll get a deep link. When I click on it, I go straight into this page and I have a look at that. And reviewer 1 has a look at it. Okay, I'll agree to review. And that goes into my pending. I click on pending and have a view of it. Now I can say prepare review recommendation. And here, this is all, you can choose, the admin can change all of these are all questions. They can be drop down checkboxes as Shaji showed you. This is a really minimal page we've done for this particular one. And then this is for example here, this would be good as a keynote. Lorem ipsum again. And then, so that's comments to the editor, confidential. This is comments to the author. And preview and submit, have a quick look at it. Yeah, that looks good. Submit recommendation, deep link again. This goes to now the editor gets, now you also have section editor, so if you want you can have a second level. The section editor decides. That's an option, but in this case we have under review, what have we got? No, let me go back.
All the reviews complete.
So if I look at reviews,
Third one.
it's a long term, so yeah, reviews come. Anyway, they get a deep link, so they don't have to think about that. So have a quick look at that. And I can see the co-authors and the review recommendations come here. Now, if you've got several reviews, 5 or 6, we've set up an accordion view here, so you can easily see them. And I say fine, and I say yeah. I can either accept invite more reviewers, or I can say accept, and that's it. And if the author now goes in, author gets a deep link and has a quick look, and so accepted. There we go. So that's an overview of conference in 5 minutes. There's more, of course. No problem. Yeah, and I can prepare just the conference presentation for you. Now, an important thing is that our review system, the single system will work with journals and books and conferences, and you can use the same database, and it won't mix them up. It knows which is which. Can you hear? Oh, is that the time? I'd better rush. Oh no, yes.
I've been looking at the RT website and you talked about business
cybersecurity and disaster recovery document. In light of the current
Sure, we have a document for disaster recovery and business continuity we can send you.
Okay, great. And you talked about, the hosting in Germany. And you've also talked about backup application servers in the US and in India. I mean, could you just clarify exactly, what your hosting infrastructure is now?
Let me just pass on the mic to Shaji. So about hosting in Germany. And, mhm.
Yeah, actually we have sent you a diagram about our physical architecture later. It explains the things, but I can explain it for you again. Our main server, I mean, we have a router in a special location. So all the request goes to that router. Usually that request goes to a primary data center, which is in Germany. And if there is any issues with that server, it will automatically switch to the second data center. These two data centers are connected through VPN, and the data will be synced between these data centers. So the switch will not be affected, or there is nothing will be visible to the user. It's some kind of not load balance, it's a disaster recovery plan. Our primary disaster recovery plan. In our data center also there is load balancer and two web servers, and we have a primary database and a secondary slave database which is also synced. And we have, the primary data center, as I said earlier, in Germany, and our second data center is with Amazon in US. And we have backup in India, physical backup in India, which is scripted, and which, the backup will be taken in hourly backup, will be incremental backup. So it's not necessary to back up all the data. We will take only the incremental data backup in our Indian server. So we have three locations, two live locations, one in Germany and US. So there will be no interruptions. Even there is any disaster simultaneously, Indian and so in German and US, we can up the site in few minutes in India because we have incremental backup.
Yes. Yeah, sure. Just one final question. I mean, in terms of releasing new features, would that automatically happen, or would you have to, like a SaaS model where you have a list of new features that you can decide which one you want to bring across to your existing implementation?
So new features. How do we
releasing new features? Actually, with IET also we have a practice for releasing new features. We will have a staging site, rather than live site. We will have a staging environment for releasing new features. New feature will be released on that staging site for for getting acceptance from the client. Once the client is accepted, we will transfer that changes to the live site, and that will be notified when we are going to do that transfer. And if there is any outage we are expecting, anything we will be notified, and usually there will be no outage, and it will be neat and clean, the transfer of changes.
I'm not sure if we answered the question correctly, Praveen. What were you saying, that if there is a new feature, whether that's automatically put in or whether you have to ask for a new feature?
Well, I mean, you could really take it two different ways. I mean, either we request a set of new features, or you develop a new set of features as part of your R&D or standard development model. So in either case, how would these features be implemented within the existing system?
Okay, there is standard sort of updating where we simply update that, and you shouldn't see a difference. A bit like when, I don't know, Gmail improves without telling you. Those are safe updates that just keep the system going. If there's a new feature that you request, then if it's not in the standard set that we had, we would give you a quote and we would write that feature and implement it for you. If there is a new feature that we think would be useful for you, if it's a standard one, we would just ask you and we would do it. Something that, for example, we think that should be in the system and we're using for other people, we will just put it. If we think that it's useful for you, again, we would suggest and ask you to, if you want it, we'll give you a quotation.
And one more thing is, only security updates will be done in the system without your prior permission, because it's very critical. So we will do the security updates without any outage and other things in the server itself. And all other changes will be asked you, and only after your approval we will update in the site, and it will be subtle. There will be no major changes in the system. That's the way we do with the changes.
A tab opportunity, because most of this is configuration rather than custom build code. If you're, as you're upgrading your interface, what we don't want to do is build such a bespoke system for the IoT that we end up not being able to take advantage of those core system changes that you're making. So what you're saying is that in most cases you'd still be able to get a core system change.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I think you can rest assured what we have is probably hundreds of modules that we are putting together. And we can build a system by putting the modules together. And these are standard modules with a configuration. So what we're using, for example, for the present IET system, many of those are used in other systems. But you wouldn't know it was the same. So no, it's not a bespoke system that you are completely, separate from other implementations.
That's brilliant, thank you. We thought that was the case, but we made that big something and it wasn't, so that's great. Just looking around, so anything else from you?
Looking at the reports, what's the smallest item of data you can pull up? Is it you can only search by individual papers, or can you go down further and search all of the authors, say papers got 20 authors?
You can certainly search by individual authors. So are you saying you might want to search for 3 particular authors?
I'd like to sort of bring up a whole list of every single author in every paper, for instance, and then be able to search further, for example, by country.
I'm just going to change my change presenter.
Multiple authors, multiple conditions. One minute. Log into the system. I'm assuming that you are asking about searching with multiple. Yeah. 1 minute.
Actually, the best thing is if you just, I think, we didn't, could you please rephrase that again? So rather than, I don't think there's much time for a demonstration, but do you mind just saying, if you had a list of all the authors, and then, can you say that again, please?
Through multiple journals, yes, possible. If you want to know the purpose of an author through all the journals you have, it is possible. You can search it. You can perform a high-level search and you can get the report. And actually, I can assure you that reporting is not going to be a problem for you, because we have the data, and we will give you standard reports. What are the reports you are listing? Initially we are listing, we will give you that reports. And another thing is, we will give you a custom report generator. So based on that condition, for example, like the query builder you see, you can pick the applications, and just select the author name equal to, and type the author name, click add, execute. You will get the report.
I think we're done, Kevin. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Coco.
Our last thing, it's Kojo here.
Yeah.
I'm going to be sending out a project approach questionnaire
Mhm.
to all tenders, just to kind of get a better understanding of how the tenders work and so forth, and the methodology that we're using and best practices. So okay, so you should be receiving that sometime tomorrow, Gabba.
Yeah, no problem at all. Look forward to that, and thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you for the time.
Bye bye. Long meeting.
But below.
Khanma Bayun, I just wanted to say a few words. راحت باشید. شما کجا رفتید؟ Sorry, the place is a little bit small for everyone, but we'll have to manage. So, everyone who is here is special for us in one way or another, either for the family or for myself or for Mariam or my mum. And the support that you've given us over the last few weeks has been very important for us to cope. And some people couldn't make it, so what I've taken the liberty to do is to stream this live for those people who can watch, the close friends and relatives, so they are with us. So I've done something I may regret. I've made life a little bit difficult for myself because I've decided that obviously everyone speaks English here, but some things are easier for me to say in Farsi because it's my mother tongue, so I'm going to speak in double tongue, if that's the right phrase. So for justice and equality, I want to say the same thing exactly in the two languages. And so that's why I've written some notes here. So what I'll do is to repeat this in Farsi, then I'll say a few words in Farsi, come to English, back to Persian, and you can all have a good laugh. خانم آقایون ببخشید، ما خواستم که بگم که همه شما برای ما خیلی اهمیت زیادی داره. یکایی که شما که اینجا دعوت شدین و روی اینترنت دارین نگاه میکنید، خیلی پشتیبانی شما برای ما خیلی مهم بوده این چند هفته برای ما. و یک کمی خب کار من برای خودم من سخت کردم که تصمیم گرفتم انگلیسی و فارسی صحبت بکنم، چون بعضی چیزا راحت تر به من فارسی گفتن و خب زبان مادریه و برای به اصطلاح برابری و عدالت دو زبون صحبت. من فکر می‌کنم این برابری و عدالت رو از پدر بزرگ پدرم ارث بردم که ایشون که اسمش اینجا هست، ببخشید عکسش اینجا هست و دی کتابچه‌ای که به اصطلاح دیدید شما، ایشون 2 تا خانم داشتن، 2 تا زن داشتن و ولی خیلی مواظب بودن، می‌خواستن که عدالت رو برقرار بکنن و برای ایشون برابری و عدالت این بود که این مطبی که داشتن دکتر بودن، 2 طرف این مطب 2 تا خونه کاملا مانند هم درست کرده بودن و 1 شب در این خونه بودن، 1 شب در اون خونه. بنابراین فکر می‌کنم که کاملا عدالت برقرار شده. ضمناً وقتی که من فارسی انگلیسی صحبت می‌کنم که می‌خواین با خودتون صحبت بکنین، اینا فکر نکنین که منتظر من باید باشید. Ladies and gentlemen, please feel free if you want to chat amongst yourselves while I'm talking Farsi, but I was just saying that I think I said about the sense of freedom and equality, sorry, the justice and equality. It's from, really I got it from my father's granddad. You see the picture up there. He had 2 wives, but he was very, very keen to be just and equal to both wives. So he was a doctor, he had a surgery, and either side he had built 2 houses, fully symmetric, equality, and to be absolutely equal, he would spend alternate nights at each house. And by the way, at that house that he spent, they would have fresh rice and fresh fruit, and the next night the wife would have whatever was left over. So he thought this was really, he was really extremely equal. Jumping to Farsi again. خب پدر من برای ما خیلی مهم بود. هر کسی براش پدرش خیلی فکر میکنه که بهترین پدره و بالاخره برای ما هم همینطور بود. هر کسی پاهن‌های خوب داره، پاهن‌های بد داره. تا جایی که من دیدم اصولاً، تا جایی که شنیدم آدم خوب بود، مردم دوستش داشتن. به هیچ چیزی اعتقاد نداشت. به اصولاً معتقد نبود به چیزی. سنگ قبر دوست نداشت و بعدش میاد از اینایی که سنگ قبر برای خودشون میخرن برای آینده یا اینکه قبری جایی به اصطلاح میخوان که اونجا قبر بشن. ما هم برای همین سنگ قبری نداریم
و مراسمی نداشتیم، فقط این مراسمه که شما شریک بودید با ما. So my father, for us he's very special, and of course for anyone their father is special. So my father was no more special than any other person except for us. Everyone has good points and bad points. We see the good points, and of course, from what I can see, people generally seem to like him. So I think we are lucky that he was a good man. He didn't believe in anything. He was a non-believer. He specifically didn't like headstones or large headstones or grandiose ceremonies. So we don't have a headstone. Specifically didn't like people reserving places for burial for themselves. We've respected that. No headstone, no ceremony, and this is it. And thank you for coming. Going into Farsi now. You can talk amongst yourselves. خیلی مختصر داستان با اون بگم که یک اصلی خانواده خیلی معمولی بود، زیاد پولدار نبودن و وقتی که مدرسه بود تنها کاری که فکر می‌کرد میتونه بکنه این که بانک ملی بره کار بکنه و خب اتفاقا یک بورسی گرفت از ارتش که رفت دانشگاه و توی دانشگاه یک جزو افسران توده شد و اینا جزو به اصطلاح بالاترین تحصیل کرده ترین افسران بودن. برابری براش خیلی مهم بود و فکر میکنم برای این بود که توی حزب توده رفت. ریسک بزرگی بود برای اینکه زندگی خودش درست شده بود، میتونست خیلی خوب باشه، ولی باز هم برای چیزایی که اعتقاد داشت رفت توی حزب توده. اینجا بود که به اصطلاح مردم دوست شد به نظر من و تا آخر اون مردم رو دوست داشت. بعد از که افسر شد هنوز خیلی مخفی بود، رفت توی به اصطلاح افسران فرستادنشون به شهرهای مختلف، اون رفت بوجنورد و تنها افسر توده در بوجنورد بود. ازدواج کرد، حتی به ازدواج کرد به مادرم نمیتونست بگه چون خیلی سری بود، نمیدونست مادرم که توی حزب توده است، که 2 ماه بعد اینها به اصطلاح فاش شدن و دستگیر شدن که مادرم به اصطلاح حامله بود، من هم میکرد 2 ماهه. به 15 سال زندان محکوم شد ولی بعد از 2 سال آمد بیرون. بعد رفت بوجنورد و 10 سال اونجا تبابت کرد. I thought you were going to talk amongst yourselves, but you're being very good. Prize for you at the end of this. Just giving a very brief summary of my dad's life, that he came from a normal, ordinary family, not particularly rich. When he was at school, he thought, well, the only job he can do is go to the bank, work in the national bank. And as it happens, he was lucky, he got a scholarship to go, thank you, scholarship to go to, you can see why I'm speaking Farsi. He got a scholarship to go to university from the army. And while he was in the army, he got interested in, or he got influenced by the Tudeh party, which was a pro-communist party in Iran, but it was quite, it was secret and he couldn't tell anyone. So he was one of 500 army officers. He was attracted by the equality, he always liked equality, and he was attracted by the philosophy of communism. So, and I think that's where he began to like people. He always loved people and he liked the equality of people. So he was sent at the end, when he finished his studies, he was sent to the town of Bojnur, where he was the only today officer. He got married, but he couldn't tell my mother because this was top secret. And so everything was going well until 2 months later, when all the names came out, they were all arrested. So my mom was a bit surprised, and she was pregnant 2 months with me. He was convicted to 15 years, but he was released after 2 years because there was an amnesty. He went back to Bojnord and he practiced for 10 years. I'm not going to keep you too long, I hope. وقتی که خط خودم نمیتونم Details of arrest in prison. I've lost my trail of thought entirely. It's all your fault. I mean, two languages, I knew I was going to be in trouble. بوجنورد اصولاً یه 2 سالی کار کرده بود قبل از اینکه ازدواج بکنه، طبابت بکنه. اصولاً مردم دوستش داشتن برای اینکه توی حزب توده بود و مردم میرسید. و مثلا وقتی که سربازا رو می‌خواستن ببرن که بابا طبیب بهداری بود، اگر کسی پول نداشت نمیتونست بره، سخت بود براش که بره به سربازی، اینا رو معاف میکرد. خب مردم دوستش داشتن. وقتی که این یه روز مادرم اومد خونه، دید که سرباز و افسر جلو خونه هستن. گفتن چه خبره؟ گفت باید آقای دکتر بریم بازجویی به مشهد. گفت برای چی؟ گفت خب دیگه نمیتونه بگیمش. عرض شود که گفت که شما منظورتون چیه؟ مامانم تازه از پاریس برگشته بود، خیلی دیگه تهرانی و اینا. بوجنورد، افسر بوجنورد حریف مادر ما نمیشد. گفت نمیتونه برای این. گفت بابا جان بخشنامه بده، من از چیز با. گفت اگه اینو دستگیر میکنیم منم باید دستگیر کنم. گفت خانم عزیز نمیتونیم هیچی. پاشو توی کفش کرد، هر دو رو دستگیر میکنیم با کامین ارتشی. بعد جالبش اینه که چون بابا رو دوست داشتن نمیخواستن که به اصطلاح خجالت بکشه جلو مردم. گفتن اگه زودی نصف شب ببرین که همسایه‌ها نبینن. واسه نصف شب با کامین ارتشی میبرن به مشهد. یک اگه اجازه بدید وقتی که رفت به اجازه بدین به انگلیسی بگم. I've got myself in a complete pickle here, ladies and gentlemen. So generally my dad, people liked him in Iran, in Bojnord where he was, because he worked for about a couple of years, and he was good to the soldiers. So the soldiers who were going to go become conscripts, if he thought that they weren't financially well enough, he would give them an exemption. So the people generally liked him. One day my mom came home and found the soldiers and officers who would come to take him to Mashhad, the main city. And they said, we have to take him. She said, well, if you want to arrest him, you have to arrest me too. They said, well, I'm sorry, we can't arrest you. We have only asked us to arrest Dr. Bazagan. Anyway, they arrest both of them because she wouldn't have any other way. And by this time, she's 2 months pregnant. So and they said, what we'd like to do, if you like, we don't want Dr. Bazagan to be embarrassed. So we'll go at midnight so the neighbors won't see. So at midnight, they get into a military truck with my mom, and they're both arrested. They go to Mashhad. When they were in jail, very soon after, about 21 of the army officers were executed, the top officers. So basically they were very worried about what's going to happen. I'm just going to read something in Farsi and then read it to you. بعد از اینکه خیلی به اصطلاح 21 نفر رو خیلی زود اعدام کرده بودن از افسرهای به اصطلاح بالا، و بابا گفتش که من اینجا هست معلوم نیست، من اعدام بشم، ممکن معلوم نیست چند سال اینجا باشم. گفت و به گیتی گفت، حالا بعد از 2 ماه رفته زندان، گفت که خلاصه گفته بود که اگه تو میخوای میتونی طلاق بگیری. حالا یه چیز اینجا میخونم که بابام خودش نوشته که گویا یکی از دوستان در مشهد به نام میرشهیدی گفته بود که گیتی میخواهد از دکتر بازرگان طلاق بگیرد چون به او به 15 سال زندان محکوم شده است. این خبر به گیتی در تهران رسیده بود و گیتی برای آن دکتر که دوست من هم بود نامه نوشته بود که اولا شما که دوست بازرگان هستید چرا به شایعات دامن میزنید؟ ثانیاً من همین 2 ماهی که با فلانی زندگی کردم برای تمام عمرم کافی است و اگر او را تا ابد هم در زندان باشد من همینطور منتظر خواهم بود. البته این نامه را دکتر آریان به من داد ولی متاسفانه نمیدونم چه شد که گم شد. فکر کنم آقای میرشهید دیگه طرفا پیداش نشد. گمش شد. واسه با ننه ما در نیفتید یک وقت. So I was just saying that when my dad went to jail, he was very soon after, as I said, 21 officers were executed and he was waiting to be sentenced. And they didn't know their fate. So he said to my mom, look, you know, I don't know what's going to happen, how many years I'm going to be in here. And if you want a divorce, you should, you know, you're young and you should go. So I just read something that my dad wrote. Apparently a friend in Mashhad, namely Dr. Mir Shahidi, had spread the word that Giti is about to ask for a divorce, as Dr. Bazargan has been convicted to 15 years in jail. Giti had written to Mir Shahidi, who was actually a friend of mine, telling him that firstly, if he is a friend of Bazargan, then he should not be spreading rumors. Secondly, for his information, those 2 months that she'd spent with her husband were sufficient for the rest of her life. And even if he were convicted to life imprisonment, she would await him. Aryan did give me that letter, but somehow I lost it. So I'm very happy that we have such strong parents to support us. So I'm going to jump a little bit because I'm talking a lot, guys. اصولا همه بابا رو خیلی دوست داشتن. یادمه که مطب بهش تابلو زده بود که ویزیت 5 تومن بود به وقتی که می اومدن مطب 10 تومن ویزیت خونه بود. اغلب می آمدن پول نداشتن، از دهات می آمدن شهر، مریض بودن، پول نداشتن اینا. بابا هر روز می اومد یه چیزی تخم مرغ می آورد، به جای پول تخم مرغ می آورد، پنیر می آورد، خود مرغ می آورد، خود مرغ می آوردن. میگم مامان میگه چیکار کنم؟ میگه آوردن دیگه چیکار کنم؟ هیچ، مرغ میذاری توی باغچه تا بیان سر بدبختو ببرن. همه به اصطلاح مثل اینکه یک بذار انگلیسی هم اینا بگم، این خارجی ها زبان ما رو نمیفهمن. My dad was always I think he always everyone liked him because he was trying to be fair to people. So in his surgery, if the patients didn't have money to pay, he would just say, fine, you can't pay. And often people come from the villages and they want to give something, but they just didn't deal with money. So they're being eggs or farm, say cheese or whatever. Even chickens, I remember, they'd bring a chicken, live chicken. So, you know, he'd come for lunch home and with a live chicken, give it to my mom, you know. What am I going to do with that? No problem, you know. So there was always, somehow he seemed to sort of spread this love. Just going to go back to Farsi, just relax a bit, guys. همه به نظر مثل که سعی می‌کردن که من تا جایی که یادمه یک جوری به اصطلاح خودشونو یک جوری احترامشون نشون بدن، خودشونو کوچیک بکنن برای بابام. حالا یکی دو تا مثال من یادمه بوجنور 5-6 تا دکتر بودن. اینا هر شب یکیشون کشیک بود. بعد اینا یا بعد خونه بودن که زود بعد پیداشو میکردن اگه مریض اورژانس بود، یا اینکه زود بعد پیداش میکردن. یک شبی بابام با مامانم میخوام برن سینما، این فیلم خوبی اومد. سینما هم یه دونه بود تو شهر، سینما مولن روش. شیش بودی. سینما مولن روش میرم میشینم، بعد بابام با این کیف اورژانسش میره اونجا و به این یعنی که مطب کار میگه اگه کسی مریض آمد من همینجا، شهرم کوچیک بود، 5 دقیقه میامدم میبود. میان و با ما میره، اتفاقا وسط فیلم یه مریض میاد بابا رو صدا میکنه برم بیرون که بره سر مریض. سر مریضم با درشکه میرفتن. اون وقت من یادمه که تاکسی نبود، درست یادم که 10 عدد تاکسی اومد، درشکه بود، 5 بود. با درشکه میرفتن سر مریض. ضمناً بچه‌ها فکر می‌کردن که شنیده بودن یک چیزی به نام تاکسی هست در شهرهای دیگه، ولی یه چیز مرموزی بود، نمی‌دونستن تاکسی چیه. بعد شایعه به این فکر می‌کردن که تاکسی ماشین خیلی شیک، تاکسیه دیگه. بعد درست یادم من مثلا به بچه میگفتم که او مثلا اون ماشین نگاه کن، باشه لهجه وجدان میگه او ماشین نیست که او تاکسیه، برای اینکه خیلی لوکس بود، از این ماشین بزرگ بود. یه بارم با اون اومد مدرسه، اتفاقا دنبال من با ماشینش. یکی از بچه‌ها گفت بازرگان بابات با تاکسیش اومد دنبال. خیلی هم احترام گذاشته بود. حالا ما تاکسی نداشتیم ولی فرودگاه داشتیم. درسته؟ یه فرودگاه کوچیک بود که سالی یک هواپیمای مثلا موتوری میامد، شاپور غلامرضا که می‌خواست شکار بکنه با هواپیما. این زمینش خب خیلی صاف بود و اینقدر صاف کردن اتفاقا بهترین چمن شهر رو باند فرودگاه بود. درست یادم جمعه ها ما میرفتیم اونجا پیکنیک با ماشین رو باند فرودگاه، چراغا رو چیز فرش رو پهن میکردیم و سماور میشستیم اونجا. این هم فرودگاه ما بود. واقعا من یادم اینه. حالا فیلم رو داشتم میگفتم. I'll be with you in a second. This is a good one. فیلم اون وقتا کهنه بود، از شهر به شهر میگشت. نمیدونم یادتون باشه که این بعد وسط این پاره میشد صدا میداد و چراغ روشن میکردن، صداش یا میرفت یا اینو بعد با چسب میچسبون دوباره راش میداد. مردم سوت میزدن ها، میگفتن ناطق صدا. بعد هیچی جریان این بود. حالا بابا که صداش کردن داره میره، اتفاقا همزمان در همین یه 10 ثانیه که میره بیرون، شاهد اینجاست خودش میره. فیلم ها میسته، مردم میگن باز دوباره وایستاد میشنن میگن نخه خبرش، شروع میگن سود زدن، آقا ناطق فلان چیز آپاراتچی میاد بیرون میگه آقای دکتر رفته سر مریض تا برنگرده من روشن نمیکنم. یعنی ببینید چقدر احترام. فیلمو نگه داشت گفت یعنی واقعا این اتفاق افتاد. Guys, I was just another little story. In town we had 5 or 6 doctors and one of them was always on call. So once a week my dad would be on call. So if there was an emergency, you'd either have to have either he'd be at home or somewhere very close, somewhere easy to get to. So one night he's on call, but he decides to go with my mum to the cinema. There was only one cinema in town, called the Moulin Rouge. In a little village somewhere in Iran. I'm sure it wasn't a franchise of the Moulin Rouge in France. But anyway, so they go there, and often, so he would go with his emergency bag. As it happens, the guy who works in the surgery comes along and says, look, we've got an emergency. I said, okay, mom stays, and he walks out. In those days, the films where I remember, the films are very, very old, and they would get break midway, because they were going from town to town, and midway the sound would go or something, then they have to stop, they glue them back together, put the sprockets in and run again. As it happens, as my dad goes out, the the film stops. And he has to go to a patient. He goes to a patient. I was just as a segue that we didn't have taxis, so we had horse carriages. So that's the way you got around. So you got into a horse carriage to go to see the patient. We didn't have horse carriage, but we did have an airport. You'd be amazed to know. Tiny little airport, and roughly once a year there'd be a plane landing, because the Shah's brother wanted to come and do some hunting. But basically it wasn't used. However, because the strip, it was flat, it was nice soil, the best the best grass was there. It was really lovely, and we didn't have a lot of grass there. So of course, we didn't want this to be unused. So Fridays, all the families used to drive onto the runway, get all the carpets out, get the samovars, and we had picnics. So that's the only use that got. Back to the film. So the films are off. My dad goes out, and as it happens, the film stops as he's going out. People started whistling. They used to whistle, I remember, and they'd say, come on, we want the sound back, and nothing happened. They start, getting. Suddenly, projection comes out and said, look, guys, Dr. Bazargan has gone to see a patient. I'm not starting the film till he comes back. You can't beat that. So, touche. He got like, self-deprecation plus. یه داستان خیلی دیگه هم بگم. وقتی که ما از ایران آمدیم داشتیم لندن می اومدیم، خب یه مقدار اساس داشتیم. اساس نوت به دردخوری هم نبود. اساس چیکار کنیم؟ خواستم بندازن دور. بعد گفتم با این افسرها که تازه میان شهر از شهرهای دیگه، اینا دلشون میخواد داشته باشن، یه جایی بود که اینا رو حراج میکردن. یه پول مختصری. بابا گفت با همه رو بردارن حراج. بعد که حراج شد، آمدن گفتن آقا ما این هم چیزی ندیدیم. من یادم نیست کی بود، ولی بابا میگفتن که ما اینا که هر چی که مال دکتر بازرگان بود 2-3 برابر قیمت می‌خرید. قسم می‌خورد، میگه آقا جان کیف آب گرم من گرفتم بالا، یارو چیزی میگه حراجیه میگه. گفتم کیف آب گرم دکتر بازرگان سوراخ هم داره. از قیمت نوعش بیشتر می‌خریدن. 3 تومن بود می‌خریدن 10 تومن. چرا که یه یادگاری از دکتر بازرگان داشته باشه. به نظر من اینجوری که خود یارو که حراج میکرد کفرش در اومد دیگه، به شوخی کدشو در آورد، آقا کد دکتر بازرگان چند. So when we were coming from Iran to London in 1966, so my dad had some furniture. So what are we going to do? We're going to sell the furniture second hand. There was a place where they would auction second hand furniture for the incoming officers who needed some stuff. So we put the things there. And then later we heard that anything belonging to Dr. Bazargan would go for 3 or 4 times the normal price for no reason. And this guy, I remember talking to my dad, he swore, he said, the hot water bottle you had? He says, yeah. He said, we held it up, and he said, this is Dr. Bazargan's hot water bottle. There's a hole in it. And they paid more than the sale price of the new, the face value. Because they wanted to have some sort of memento of Dr. Bazargan who was going out. So, یک چیز دیگه هم اتفاقا مامانم یادش نیست اینو، فکر کنم کسی نگفتم.
And he took his jacket.
I'm sorry, oh my goodness me, I've been corrected by mom. Thank you. Go mess with my mom. So anyway, the guy he's just had enough. He says, why are you paying so much for the, a second-hand water bottle with a hole in it? So in the end, he takes his jacket off. He says, Dr. Bazargan's jacket, how much? So یه چیزی دیگه هم یادم بود که بابا میگفت که بعد از 15 سال 20 سال برگشته بود بوجنورد، هیچ کس دیگه یادش رفته بود. رد میشد ایران، بوجنورد آب نبات کشی معروف داشت. گفت خب حالا که میرم آب نبات کشی، میره مغازه شیرینی فروشی میگه آقا 1 کیلو آب نبات کشی. حالا زمان جنگ بود، زمان جنگ کوپونی، همه چی کوپونی شده بود، آب نبات کشی هم کوپونی بود. گفت آقا کوپن داری؟ گفت کوپن چیه؟ کوپن نداره. گفت ما آب نبات کشی نداریم. خب نسل بابا رو نه، اون وقتا بابا همه میشناختن. بابا من تعریف میکرد، یکم ناراحت بود. گفت همینجوری داشتم میگفتم بابا جان 1 کیلو من بدین. یه خانم پیری با چادر که صورتش هم دیده نمیشد آمد گفت آقای تو من کوپن رو نمیخوام، کوپن مال شما. کوپنش داد. گفتم برگشتم گفتم که آمدم ببینم کیه. گفت خانم. رفت بیرون. خیلی برای من خیلی قشنگ بود. یعنی که یک به اصطلاح یک محبتی با کرده به این که می‌خواسته همیشه این پس بده و نمی‌خواست بگه اصلا کیه. کوپن انداخت رفت. این برای من خیلی قشنگ بود. Just a little story that I just remembered yesterday because my father told me without it was just something he was just surprised about. So in the town of Bojnord, that when we left, after years we came to London, then we went back to Iran. He went back to Iran, went to Mashhad, the biggest city. He hadn't been back to Bojnord maybe 10 or 15 years. And he happened to be passing. He went to a shop that we have these confectionery that's famous in Bojnord, and he went to a shop and he said, you know, I want a kilo of these. It happened to be during the Iran-Iraq war, and everything was ration. Thank you. So you needed a coupon, you needed a ration book or ticket. And he said, well, I haven't got this. And in the old days, Dr. Bazing could have anything. And he said, well, sorry. And this new generation didn't know my dad. And so my dad was just bartering, saying, look, you know, just give me a... As he was talking, he said this little old woman with a fully clad in a veil just came up, took her coupons, dropped them. She said, I don't want them, Dr. Bazing, yours. And she ran out. He says that I went to see who it is, but she didn't want to. She just wanted to drop the coupons and go. It's very touching, I think. So clearly my dad had done something special in the old days to this lady that she wanted to repay. So, you know, what was it that people liked about him? It wasn't money. It wasn't. He certainly didn't have political power because he was out of politics. He couldn't get back into politics at all. But I think it was just sort of unconditional love. فکر می‌کنم که نه پول بود نه قدرت بود، ولی این یه به اصطلاح عشق بی قید و شرطی که به همه داشت که مردم دوستش داشتن. یک چیزای دیگه هم نوشتم ولی فکر کنم که دیگه سرتون زیاد درد آوردم. عرض شود که یک چیز خیلی فکر کنم خاتمه بدیم بهتره، برای اینکه در فکر بودم که خب ما این دوره هم گرد همایی برای چیه؟ پدر من که به چیزی اعتقاد نداشت، ایمانم نداشت، هر کارم ما بکنیم برای او فرقی نمیکنه. یعنی هر کار ما الان دوره هم هستیم برای خودمون میخوایم راضی بنگردیم، خودمون داریم به اصطلاح دور خودمون هستیم. سال یک بار بریم، نمیدونم سنگ قبری هم که نداریم. و فکر کردم که ما آیا یک چیزی کار مثبتی میتونیم بکنیم که چیزی هست که ما از زندگی مثلا یاد بگیریم. من خودم، البته شما بزرگتران من هستین و جرئت نمی‌کنم، من خودم اجازه نمیدم و خودم رو دارم میگم. خواستم فقط یک صفت، نه دو تا سه تا، یک چیزی که به اصطلاح خلاصه میکنه پدرمو این کارهاشو، که به اصطلاح بهترین خاطره‌ای که داشته باشیم و بتونیم خودمون بهتر با دیگران رفتار بکنیم. فقط یک چیز به نظر من خلاصش این بود که پدر من به دیگران، به هیچ کسی برتری احساس نمی کرد. یعنی کسی از خودش پایین‌تر نمیدونست. همین. و من فکر میکنم که ما خودمون از کسی دیگه بالاتر ندونیم، هم خودمون راحت تریم، هم به دیگران بهتر رفتار کردیم. و اگه این کارو، نظر من اینه، این کارو بکنیم از هر جور مراسمی بهتره. چرا؟ برای اینکه خودمون بهتر شدیم و دنیا بهتر شده. یعنی کسی رو از خودمون پایین‌تر نداریم. چرا؟ پول کمتر داره یا سواد کمتر داره. برای اینکه آخرش خیلی چیزا به شانسه. یه چیز درباره شانس نوشته بودم یه جا که مثلا بابا میگفت رفته بود آسیا و اتفاقی کتابو باز کرده بود به خازن‌ها وقتی که گندم رو داشتن آسیا میکردن، اتفاقا اونو خوب خونده بود. اتفاقا توی این امتحان خازن‌ها پیش آمد، نوشت قبول شد. خب میگفت من نگه اینو من نخونده بودم اون شب، صفحه دیگر رو وامی کردم، دانشگاه افسری نمیتونستم برم، با مادام نمیتونستم ازدواج بکنم، منم که اینجا نبودم. همه شانس. ما به کسی همین به اصطلاح احساس نکنیم که از دیگران بهتر هست. اجازه بدین پس اینو به این اجنبی من بگم. I come to the ethnic minority. How does it feel to be ethnic minority, huh? Yes. You all got visas, have you? I'll check later. Really, I've made some more notes, but I think I'm going on for too long. So I was just thinking I kept thinking, what are we doing? What is the purpose of this gathering? My dad didn't believe in anything. He didn't believe in afterlife. Didn't believe in God. So whatever we do, it's not going to change him. Whatever we're doing is for us. We feel better. If we cry, we feel better. Okay, we can do that, but can we do anything that is more positive than that? And I thought, is there anything you can't mess with her. The one I thought, well, all of this stuff I know about my dad, is there any one point that I can improve myself as to how I can deal with people? And one thing that came to me was not to look down on anyone, not to feel that we're better than anyone. Whether we've got more money or we're better looking, or we have more education. In the end, it's luck that mostly decides where we end up. And I was just saying as an example that my dad was saying before he did his entrance exam to get the scholarship, which was very difficult, something like 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 20 got admitted. He had to go. His dad said, take this wheat to the mill to have it ground, but you got to sit up all night because they might dilute, they might put some rubbish in it. You've got to watch so all night he had to watch this mill going around. So he took his physics book, and as it happens, he opened up the page on capacitors, and he learned capacitors really well. And as it happens, capacitors came up in the physics exam. And maybe that's why he was saying, well, if that hadn't come up, I wouldn't have gone to university, I wouldn't have met my mom, so everything is luck. Really, that's all that came. Instead of going and crying and wailing and having ceremonies, perhaps we can look at other people and change ourselves if we think they did something good. And for me, this is the lesson, that I don't have a right to look down on anyone for any reason. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Relax.